we first need to download a form of Visual Studio. So for example, we could use Visual Studio Community, download the community. You can do a search for this, of course, and then basically follow the instructions. So we save this file, the executable file, to run it, and when you do that, then you can then run that particular file to install Visual Studio. So I'll assume that you've actually done that and got some form of Visual Studio. So having got Visual Studio, we've got a shortcut here that I'll use to start up Visual Studio, and we'll make our first C++ program. So we need to make a new project, so that we have here we have here file, then new project, and then we can call this project, for example, exp1 for the moment, for experimental, and then we can make it a console application. That means it will be produced in a black window at the end of the day. We'll see that when we've actually run it. So we can click OK on that, and then we want to click Next, and we want basically an empty project without the precompiled header. That can be a little bit of a nuisance. It seems to have a mind of its own when it wants to get included. We can make a program with a precompiled header. We can do that later and explain the difference. For the moment, we just want to finish, and that will produce a project. Now, when that's done, we actually have to include a source code file as well. So if you look here, we've got our Solution Explorer. If it doesn't appear on the screen, then we can get that by going to View, Solution Explorer, and there it is. Now, so what we've got is a solution containing a project and source files. We don't have any source files at the moment, so that's what we're going to do to include a source file. And the way we do that is to make sure that the actual project is highlighted, and not the solution. So the project, we're adding a file to the project, and so we can right click on it and choose Add New Item, or you can go to Project, Add New Item, and we're going to choose a source code file. So we could, well, I might as well call this exp1 as well. Why waste a good name? And then add that to our project. Now, so far then we've got a source code file which has got nothing in it. I've got a manual which accompanies my course, and in this manual we have the source code, and what I'm going to do is to copy that source code, and rather than typing things out, and then paste that into the source code file. So now we'll explain what all of this means in a moment, but for the moment I'm just going to run it. First of all, we have to, what we say, build it. So I'll click on the build, and then build solution. This makes what we call an executable, which I will show you later on. It's useful to be able to see it, but I can see that it succeeded. Also, it's also good to take note of actually where the program is. It's in this folder here, and that's the name of the executable, which is the standalone executable I'll talk about soon, which is actually the program itself which runs. So I'm now going to, having built the program, I'm going to run it, and I'll choose the run up here. I could go from here, debug, or I could, as you can see, press the F5. And when I do that, I run the program, and hey presto, there's my program which is running. It's waiting for an input from me to close the window, so I'll just press any key, and that's it. So that's how we produce a very simple C++ program.